Hello, my name is John Phillips. I was born in Algeria on November 13, 1915, to a father of Welsh descent and a mother of American descent. In 1936, I embarked on a career as a photographer for Life magazine. Fate, curiosity, and luck led me to become the sole chronicler of the fall of the Jewish quarter in the old city of Jerusalem, marking the end of centuries of Jewish presence. My experiences during this time are encapsulated in both words and images in my book titled Jerusalem, The Will to Survive. For those seeking to comprehend the global events that precipitated this conflict, I encourage you to watch the video linked below. The photographs I captured on May 28, 1948, during Israel's War of Independence, particularly those depicting the hardships faced by Israelis in the surrendered Jewish quarter, raised numerous questions. Many expressed astonishment that a non-Jew could document such poignant moments. Contrary to assumptions, no Jewish photographer could have taken these images, as the risk of immediate harm from hostile Arabs was too great. Being Anglo-Saxon, white, and Protestant posed its own challenges, as anyone carrying a camera was automatically labeled a Jewish spy and subjected to attacks. The only reason I could capture those photos was that I moved around in the uniform of the Arab Legion, mistakenly identified as a British officer, affording me the opportunity to document the unfolding events. Throughout the Middle East, Arab authorities sought to suppress information about the looting of the Jewish quarter, recognizing its potential to shock the Western world. Determined to preserve the truth, I took the risk of smuggling the photos out of the region. The evidence of what occurred on May 28, 1948 in the Old City was saved for future generations, provided they have an interest in knowing. Born in Algiers and raised among both Arabs and Jews, I developed an affinity for both nations. My experiences at Mustafa High School highlighted the challenges of belonging to a minority group. Accusations of being a dirty Englishman and the physical assault that followed left me with a broken nose, but also instilled in me a lifelong sympathy for minorities. The roots of the Palestinian problem trace back to unfulfilled promises made to both Arabs and Jews. While by contemporary standards they were deceived, Victorian principles justified this political fraud in the name of the king and country. The tragedy finds its origins in the Ottoman Empire's alliance with Germany during World War I. The subsequent encouragement of Arab provinces to revolt against Turkish rule, including areas now known as Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, and Israel, set the stage for the ongoing conflict. The Sykes-Picot Agreement of 1916 saw Britain and France maintaining control over territories considered Arab provinces by the locals. The Balfour Declaration and subsequent secret deals sowed the seeds of unrest, with conflicting promises to Arabs and Jews. The Mandate authorities sought to maintain the status quo, fearing the consequences of establishing a Jewish national home. This reluctance, coupled with Arab opposition, led to increasing violence and the Mufti of Jerusalem's alignment with Nazi Germany during World War II. The aftermath of the war provided a temporary respite in the Middle East, but violence resumed in Palestine after the victory of the Allies. With 500,000 Holocaust survivors seeking refuge, Britain handed the Palestine problem to the United Nations, resulting in the partition of the region into independent Jewish and Arab states.
Afghanistan? No. Ukraine? Yes. Soviet Union? Yes. United Kingdom? Abstain. United States? Yes. Yugoslavia? Abstain.
The resolution of the Dutch Committee for Palestine was adopted by 33 votes, 13 against, 10 abstentions.
The geopolitical interests of major powers, including Russia's desire to weaken British influence, further complicated the Arab-Israeli conflict. This historical backdrop underscores the complexity and enduring challenges of a region caught in the crossfire of political power struggles. Russia, driven by a keen desire to diminish Great Britain's influence in the Middle East, lent its support to the partition plan advocated by the United States. As the United States grew wary of Russia's intentions, attempts were made to withdraw from the plan and transform it into a temporary loyalty regime in Palestine. Despite these maneuvers, Britain remained resolute in maintaining its level of influence, albeit limited in the Middle East. To bolster its position, Britain encouraged the pro-British King Abdullah of Jordan to annex the Arab territories of Palestine, leveraging his legion of soldiers who had been trained by the British. France harbored aspirations of quelling Arab demands for independence in Algeria, Morocco, and Tunisia by supporting the fall of Arab influence. Meanwhile, Lebanese Christians, apprehensive of the rise of Muslim fanaticism, perceived Arab hostility towards Jews as a safeguard for their peace. In Syria, the prospect of an Arab-Israeli war served as an excuse to annex Palestine into Greater Syria. King Farouk of Egypt saw the impending conflict as an opportunity to divert his citizens' hatred away from him. Similarly, the Iraqi royal family shared this sentiment. Even the Muslim Turks, in a clandestine manner, hoped for a Jewish victory as an Arab triumph would allow Syria to make territorial claims against Turkey. Amidst these intricate geopolitical maneuvers, the real issue became obscured. For centuries, Arab feudal lords, including the Grand Mufti, thwarted any meaningful progress. Now confronted with a formidable force from the West, the Jews, in the 20th century, significant changes in the region were inevitable, whether the Arabs willed it or not. The Jews, arriving in the Middle East not as colonialists but as settlers due to the partition decision, marked a transformative force. The clash of interests and geopolitical ambitions set the stage for significant changes in the region, ushered in either with the consent of the Arabs or against their will.